All right, folks, we're back. Finally playing a game that's not a total disaster.
Wait, hold on. Did you pick this one, Trump? Scooby-Doo?
Of course I did, Joe. This game's a classic, way better than those point-and-click snooze fest you keep dragging us into.
Honestly, I was expecting something way stupid, but hey, been a while since I've seen that old THQ logo.
Wow, they redid the entire intro using in-game models. That's kind of genius.
Yeah, and it looks great. This isn't just a cash-in. This was made with love, Joe. Something your put games could learn from.
At least my games don't have a laugh track every time Scooby does something.
Anyone else notice we've had like 3 canned laughs and we haven't even started the game yet? It looks like they were able to get all the voice actors as well.
You know, Scooby's voice actor has been the same guy since like the early 2000s, Frank Welker. Dude's been voicing Fred since 1969. Man's basically the vocal cords of our childhood. Well, we're on the subject. What are your favorite Scooby movies? Mine would have to be Cyber Chase. You've got the gang trapped in a video game, a creepy virus villain, classic monsters in chase scenes. Total banger. Ahead of its time, honestly.
Cyber Chase was solid, I'll give you that, but I'm a Zombie Island guy. That one had real monsters. None of that guy in a mask nonsense.
Hard to argue with Zombie Island, but Witch's Ghost had Ben Ravencroft played by Tim Curry and the Hex Girls. Kinda iconic.
Goth Witches in a kid's movie. No wonder millennials turned out weird.
Welcome to the first and most memorable area of the game, Mystic Manor. Oh, well, at least the outside.
It's funny how these games never let you play as the whole gang.
Actually, both Spooky Swamp and First Frights let you play as the whole gang. But that was more like a Lego game than a Metroidvania.
Is there a game-related reason we're picking up all these Scooby snacks?
There is. To progress through the game, we have to pick up snacks to get through areas via snack gates.
I thought you were just picking all these up just for your fat ass.
Funny. So this area is the game's tutorial. The whole point is to collect as many Scooby snacks as possible so we can unlock the gates and get into the manor. But to be fair, it's a pretty smart way to teach the player how the game works.
Considering you're picking up quite a lot, I'm going to assume that you're going to need quite a lot of these.
Correct. The total of snacks we need could go from 100 to 500. Well, that should be enough snacks for us to get into the mansion.
Wait. Did we pack a juice box? I'm not walking into a haunted mansion without my apple juice, Jack.
Joe, you've got a thermos full of chocolate milk and half a granola bar in your pocket. You'll be fine.
He's like a kindergartner on a field trip. If we don't hold his hand, he'll wander into the kitchen and start asking the ghost if it's seen his lunchbox.
Fuck you, Trump.
But finally, we're stepping into the mansion like real men.
That sounds like Holly. Don't worry. We'll free you.
Okay? Now it's feeling like classic Scooby-Doo, creepy music, flickering lights, ghost paintings watching you walk by. I'm impressed with the atmosphere here. The devs actually nailed that eerie but fun cartoon vibe. It's spooky, but still kid-friendly.
Right? This still is just a taste of when the real platforming starts.
Looks like we're gonna need springs, but at least we have the key to open the door that Holly is behind. I'm glad to see you too, Holly.
Joe, she's made of polygons. Calm down.
Which means she can't break my heart. Think about it.
Joe, I don't want to think about that. That's the last thing I want to be thinking about.
Joe, please keep it in your pants. For the sake of the video, at least.
Time to grab the most useless power-up in the game, the shovel.
Wait, what does the shovel even do?
It lets you dig up flowers, and the only time that it's mandatory to do so is the same place that you grab it.
Peak game design right there. I honestly love how they incorporate the main theme into these tracks.
Yeah, it's honestly a groovy tune.
Damn straight, Joe. These tracks are all very memorable. They nailed the creepy but catchy vibe.
You know, with how much we've seen that groundskeeper, you would think the place would be more fixed up.
He's only one guy. You can't expect him to be able to cover every single area by himself.
Still, the guy has shown up more than anyone else in this game. He's probably the real villain. Think about it. He's always conveniently nearby.
Joe, not everything's a conspiracy. Sometimes a man's just bad at his job.
Look at Shaggy. Wonder how he got himself in that situation.
Good question.
It's not every day that you end up flying with a pelican.
Yeah, we're gonna need Shaggy's help to get through some areas, so he'll pop up now and again as a mechanic. We need to toss him up to that life preserver so we can swing over to that wooden box.
Wait, we're just gonna yeet Shaggy into the air now. At least it's not Trump. We wouldn't even be able to get him off the ground.
You think I can't get off the ground? Joe, I was doing high kicks at my rallies while you were tripping over stairs and falling off your bike. I've got the agility of a jungle cat. Don't test me.
Speaking of childhood games, is anyone else here huge on Kingdom Hearts? That mix of Disney and Final Fantasy was absolutely insane.
Kingdom Hearts was your thing, huh? Makes sense. You strike me as the kind of kid who cried during the intro song.
Hey, simple and clean goes hard, okay? That melody changed lives.
I wouldn't know Joe. I was out here playing real games like Twisted Metal.
You sure it wasn't Barbie Horse Adventures? Nah, but for real, I was hooked the first time I played it. Sora,
fall there,
Donald,
Trump.
and Goofy, iconic trio.
First off, Joe, shut up. Here's one that doesn't get enough credit. Brave Fencer Masashi. It's like if Zelda was on the PS1. Very cool, very smart game. Nobody talks about it enough, but it's terrific. You're a pint-sized samurai slicing monster solving puzzles and saving a kingdom. It's got that late 90s charm. Very cult classic.
Speaking of cult classics, y'all remember Dark Cloud? It's the one with town building and dungeons, and you had to find these little geosphere things to rebuild towns. It made grinding feel like actual progress.
That's the one where your weapon breaks every 10 seconds, right?
Have you played it before?
Nah, I've read about it in a magazine and seen videos.
And here's the springs. Now we can grab the key hanging out in the main area.
These let you double jump, right?
Correct. Basically the most used power up in the damn game next to the helmet and bubblegum. Let me show a shortcut that will give a lot of snacks and make it easier to get back to the main hub area.
Ain't Scooby a bit too heavy to be hanging from a pelican like that? I mean, that bird's neck's gotta be made of steel or something.
It's a game, Barack. Not everything needs to have logic.
If physics did apply, that pelican would have dropped you, Dawn, straight into the void where you belong.
The joke's on you, Jack. That bird would evolve to carry me. Nature adapts to greatness.
Yeah, and probably go extinct right after the trauma. See, that's why this game works. The layout's tight, like a Metroidvania that actually respects your time.
You say that, but we've still got like 100 doors we can't open because they're snack locked.
Joe, that's just called design.
Okay, but whose bright idea was it to put the key to the next area floating in midair? Was gravity taking the day off?
I'm telling you, man, that groundskeeper looks real suspicious.
Nah, it's not him. That guy's just a red herring. Classic misdirection. I've seen enough of these episodes to know the real crook will be hiding in plain sight.
So you're saying we've already met the villain?
Perhaps. Who knows honestly, but now let's hedge our way into the hedge maze.
I dislike mazes. Last time I thought I was chatting with a garden gnome for 15 minutes, only to find out it was just a statue.
Okay, where's that laughter coming from? Am I the only one that hears that?
Honestly, I thought it was my hearing aid picking up a sitcom again.
It's probably coming from the game, Barry. Stop being so paranoid. Heck, maybe it's just the voices in your head finally getting a studio audience.
Real funny. But seriously, it keeps popping up at the weirdest times.
Barry, it's a Scooby game. Laugh tracks are like 60% of the experience. If it didn't laugh, that's when you should worry.
There goes the groundskeeper again. Wait, why is he giving us a pair of bunny slippers and a lampshade? What a weird combination of items.
He was just thinking about you, Sleepy Joe. They say it helps you sneak past monsters, but it's a silly upgrade.
Silly, that's peak stealth, Don. Back in college, I snuck past the whole dorm floor wearing nothing but a towel and a lampshade.
Yeah, and the RA's still probably in therapy.
Hey, I got out of there undetected. That's what matters.
Undetected? Please, Joe. You probably knocked over every trash can on the way out.
Nah, I was a shadow in the night, like Solid Snake, but with worse posture.
More like Darkwing Duck. Bet you fell asleep halfway through whatever you were doing.
Joke's on you, I still made it to the vending machine and back with a bag of Cheetos and my dignity.
And somehow the Cheetos made it out in better shape than your dignity.
That's because the Cheetos had more structure.
Shaggy sure gets around, doesn't he? The dude's out here mowing through the maze like he pays property tax on it.
Maybe you could learn a thing or two, Donnie.
And what's that supposed to mean?
The man's on a lawn mower and still has more direction than you ever did.
Oh, please, Joe, you once got lost chasing down an ice cream truck.
That was one time and it had a decoy jingle.
Cope harder. Sounds like a skill issue. Anyway, it's just more platforming, except Shaggy is a moving platform, so we gotta use him to get to the end.
Honestly, it looks like a fun-looking section.
That's how they get you, Barry. It looks fun until you go for 100%. Then it's misery, absolute pain.
Why too many snacks?
Not just that, Scooby's shadow barely shows up, so lining up jumps is a nightmare. Plus, they drop enemies in the dumbest spots like it's Dark Souls 2.
Hey Donna, you said you played a bunch of Scooby games, right? Which ones did you actually like?
Yeah, Joe, I've tried most of them. Honestly, besides this game, Mystery Mayhem and Unmasked, the others are fun, but not on the same level as these in my opinion.
Oh yeah, what's so good about those?
Mystery Mayhem is classic Scoob. You're chasing real ghosts and monsters that escaped from some spooky book. It's got a bit of everything, platforming, puzzles, and the levels switch it up so you're not stuck in one spot. Like 1 minute you're in a creepy library, the next you're in a Western theme park. It's just fun, no fluff.
Sounds solid. What about Unmasked?
That one's cool because Scooby gets different costumes that let him do all sorts of crazy moves, kung fu, archery, even gliding. Plus, the story's about a special effects studio where animatronics go haywire. It's got that classic Scooby vibe, but with some fresh action.
And what about those other games? Like First Frights and Spooky Swamp?
Yeah, First Frights is kind of like the Lego games, you know, simple platforming and combat, easy to pick up, but nothing crazy deep. You get to play as different characters and smash some enemies, but it's pretty basic, and Spooky Swamp is more of the same. Starts with Scooby and Shaggy following some weird swamp voodoo lady. It's got the vibe, but it's a bit of a downgrade compared to the first one.
So, more like casual time killers?
Pretty much exactly that.
Gotcha. So, Mystery Mayhem and Unmasked are the real gems, and the rest are just okay for a quick go around.
Yep, if you want a Scooby game that's worth your time, those two are where it's at. The others are fine if you just want to mess around, but they don't have that same punch.
All right, good to know. Maybe we can check those out.
Finally.
What's up, Donald?
Yeah, what's you so excited about?
It's quite simple, gentlemen. At the top of this mountain is a football helmet that upgrades our charge attack. No more just stunning enemies. Now we can actually take them out.
Wait, hold up. You're telling me we climbed all this way just to get a football helmet?
Yep, and there's more. Once we get the helmet, we can also destroy those cobwebs blocking our path.
Sounds like my old high school helmet, except mine had duct tape and a weird smell.
That's because you used it as a Super Bowl joke? At least that's what I remember from the last time you told that story.
Oh yeah, I did tell you that story already. Man, time sure does fly by, doesn't it?
What the fuck are you two going on about? Do I even want to know what Sleepy Joe put you through, Obama?
You really don't?
Hey, desperate times, man. Dining hall was closed and I wasn't going to let a can of SpaghettiOs go to waste.
You ate canned pasta out of a football helmet. That explains a lot, honestly. All right, enough memory lane. Let's get this damn helmet before Joe starts telling us about the time he mistook a raccoon for a lunch lady.
So they added Springtrap to Dead by Daylight.
Your point being?
Well, maybe we could check him out in the beta.
Joe, I'm not getting involved in that dog shit-ass game.
Come on, Trump. Dead by Daylight ain't that bad of a game.
Do I need to bring up what all you do in that game? Case in point, this game is a clown fiesta.
That's just part of the fun.
And that's exactly why I'm out. I have more dignity than that. Barely. Anyways, I think this is a good point in the game to stop for the moment.
Honestly, yeah. Let's reconvene after a snack break.